longest.
Oh
No,
yeah,
because she
you're
was the
right.
longest holding. Yeah, she was the longest holding title holder. And then the day after, Paige won.
That's right.
Took the title from her. It was the release of Paige, and it was a good match. I thought we were going to get something really quick and move forward. No, we got a rather extended match, which was good to see and good for the women's division. I put a tweet out there that it was going to be okay over under at 3:30 because it was the quickest battle royal match you could see last year. So
Trying to look to see if there was a time on this, but
last year.
I
Sorry,
don't
studio
see
audience.
one.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was trying to look to see if they had a time on the Divas match, but I don't see one.
I was just keeping track on what was scrolling through on my cable box. So then we had Undertaker and Bray Wyatt, correct? Or do we have Rusev?
No, that
Cena?
yeah, Cena and Rusev was next.
This is the match I missed. So go ahead.
I was really like Rusev is so good in the ring. Like no one really like I follow so many people on Twitter about wrestling and um like he comes out and they'll tweet about Lana. Like I get it, like she's hot, but like Rusev in the ring is he's he's top 10 easily in WWE in the ring, and
Yes,
him and Cena put on a hell of a match. Um, did you missed the ending?
I missed the ending, but I saw a bit of it on Twitter. I've been meaning to go back
Yes,
and
I mean so basically Lana like she tried to interfere to help Rusev, end up kind of screwing him. Uh, uh, because basically Cena moved out of the way and Rusev ended up knocking her off the apron. Then Cena took advantage, gave him the AA, and that was it. So it makes Rusev still strong because the interference is what caused Rusev to lose. And just tonight, they actually announced that there will be the rematch for Cena and Rusev will take place at Extreme Rules. So this isn't over, uh, and I'm glad because it was a really good, entertaining match, and I feel like Cena in big matches can still he's still a good performer. So love him or hate him. So
let's see. Then we had the Undertaker and Bray Wyatt. I thought this was going to be. I couldn't tell you who was going to win. Just like how you thought you couldn't tell me who was going to win or who. I know we really couldn't say who was going to win with Rusev or Cena last week, but this to me was more of a toss up. My heart wanted Undertaker to win. Everyone was thinking Bray Wyatt would win just to continue to legitimize him and giving him that really big win moment. And that has still, I guess, seemingly eluded him with Undertaking getting the victory. Now Bray Wyatt did enter the match with a sprained ankle.
yeah, but it doesn't seem like they really played that into like the actual storyline. Like they never mentioned it,
No,
I don't
not at
think,
all.
or anything. So yes, in real life he sprained his ankle in the morning warm-ups. Um, it didn't show in the beginning of the match, but then as the match went on, you did see him kind of limping a lot. So I think it was affecting him. And the Undertaker just he can't wrestle anymore. He looked so bad when Bray Wyatt did Sister Abigail. It kind of looked
Oh,
like him and Undertaker. I don't know, like some sort of sexual slow motion movement, and it was like, oh my god! And it's because the Undertaker can't move anymore. He can't bend, so
yeah.
he can't take the bumps from the opponents. It just looks ridiculous. So like the people that want to see Sting versus Undertaker next year, you want to see the Undertaker wrestle again? Like just you know you've had a great career, um, one of the greatest of all time, a legend. I don't want to see him. It's like Ric Flair. Like I don't want to see Ric Flair anymore. Like it's embarrassing. The Undertaker's embarrassing.
Yeah, it really has gotten to that point. I think what fans could see this last WrestleMania was at least a healthy or cogent Undertaker. It would not a beleaguered. I don't know where I am after the Lesnar the Lesnar match from WrestleMania 30. So it. I don't really care if I don't want to see him wrestle again. I'm glad if this was his last match, he goes out with the win. Let him go. It's kind of like, okay, your time's over. Not that the time, okay, fine. I don't want to tell anyone that their time's over, but I think it's pretty evident that it's not there anymore. It's just it's a younger man's sport, younger person's sport right now.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, I still don't get why you had Bray Wyatt lose, but I mean, I don't know. The whole thing, it was a bad looking match. I didn't like the ending. I didn't like anything about the match. Except for I liked Bray Wyatt's entrance with the zombies.
Yeah, that was kind of
cool. It was corny, but I loved it.
Hey, with the scarecrows. Yeah.
Let's see. Basically, scarecrow zombies. Basically, that's what they were.
Let's see. The studio audience did have a question about Undertaker, and would somebody from NXT, could they phase Undertaker out by bringing somebody up from NXT as billed as a relation to the Undertaker? When Kane came about, it was a story about the story was that Kane was the brother of Undertaker. Do you think they need that? My initial knee jerk was I think we're kind of beyond a story like that.
Yeah, I think wrestling is going away from characters. And that, as I say that, Bray Wyatt is one, like, I mean, he's the closest thing to the Undertaker as you could get. He's basically a character. But for the most part, I feel like they are getting away from that. It's more, you don't have names like the Undertaker anymore. It's, it's guys' full names. It's Seth Rollins, not, not Doink the Clown, not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coco Beware.
Right. The Junkyard
He's one of my favorites of all time, though. JYD, though, man. That's a whole different era. Like, I understand where it's going, but I like both. I like both sides of it. I like the characters.
I mean, I love. Because I have the network and they list all the pay-per-views in order. I'm such a freaking nerd. I started from WrestleMania, the original WrestleMania 1, and I'm watching every pay-per-view in order, basically. And I'm keeping track of win-loss records for the wrestlers, like, as I'm watching it, only in singles matches. I'm just doing straight up singles match. So if it's a triple threat match, I'm not counting it. If it's a tag match, I'm not counting it. So I'm just doing singles matches, win-loss records. As I'm going through, I'm up to SummerSlam '88. But the reason why I'm saying this is some of the characters back then. I mean, it's just SummerSlam '88 is so great. Like, I forgot how good it was. It is one that I had previously seen. And just the Honky Tonk Man is so good. Ravishing Rick Rude is so good. And it's, I mean, they are the characters. And you don't get that now. But I still love the more realness it is now, too. So, like you said, Mike, I definitely do like both looks of it.
I think it's good to have a good. I think it's good to have a good mix of it because I don't think like you said, you're watching this stuff and some of the characters, like some of it's just so over the top, and I understand that that's the business that they're in, but I like a good mix of it personally.
Yeah, and it really seems like Bray Wyatt's the only kind of, well, Rusev with the whole Bulgarian, I mean Russian, the the huge heel. So
yeah. Let's see. So, what do you think the future lies for?
I'm looking back at the real stuff.
Say that again.
Mike?
Oh no, I was just saying I quickly looked up all the results from the '88 SummerSlam, so I was kind of looking at all and it's just straight character. It's just straight characters up and down. British Bulldogs versus the Fabulous Rougeau brothers. Bad News Brown. Well, yeah, Ken Patera, so that's, I guess, just a name, right?
But
Rick
his
Rude,
whole
but
thing
that's
was
a character.
like,
JYD. The Powers of Pain. Yeah. The Powers of Pain. Barbarian and the Warlord.
Yeah, like you just don't get that.
And
anymore.
The Bolsheviks. Like, come on, dude. Like, what? No. Then the best wrestling name of all time is the Ultimate Warrior. He's not just a warrior, ultimate warrior. There's nothing more than him. He's ultimate, but no, I whatever.
Dead. This time last year, dead.
Matt, when I was speaking to the same that Matt was asking, what is the future of the Undertaker?
I guess it remains to be seen.
I don't know what it is, but I mean, the way you guys are talking about him, I mean, he just sounds old.
Right. The problem is, if he still wants to do it, he is still a draw because there is that mystique about him. And it's not like he's doing this every week where he looks ridiculous every week. It's only on the biggest stage of them all that he looks ridiculous. But Vince isn't going to say, no, we don't want you back. Like, Vince doesn't care like how bad he looks in the ring because he's still going to draw pay-per-view buys or whatever, network buys, just because of who he is. So if Taker says, yeah, I'll wrestle Sting next year, they're not going to be like, no, we better not. They're still going to be like, okay, and it'll still be the co-main event, like it's still going to happen if The Undertaker wants it to. So I just got to hope maybe he looks back at his performance and goes, I'm done, guys.
Yeah. I certainly hope so. I mean, when I was watching him, it was, okay, he doesn't look that bad, and he looks like he's in better shape than he was last time. And then he was, I'm old. It kind of turned into that, and I was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be a rough go. So yes, Bray does not win. Undertaker gets the win, and then we get the main event.
Lesnar versus Reigns, and I would say a week before WrestleMania, everyone had Reigns winning because Brock Lesnar's contract was up and everyone thought he was going to UFC. Then just days before WrestleMania, Brock re-signed with the WWE. Then it was like, okay, now who wins? Like, what are they gonna do? And I heard from a couple of people that I think Rollins will cash in. And then there was a lot of people picking Brock, a lot of people picking Reigns. So this really was like, wow, who is going to win now? And will Seth Rollins cash in? And Lesnar destroyed Reigns.
Yes, he did.
Reigns destroyed Lesnar's face in real life. That was some of the stiffest wrestling I've ever seen. Lesnar's face showed it on Monday. Reigns beat Lesnar's face to a bloody pulp. Not supposed to happen like that, but I'm sure Lesnar is. Well, Lesnar gave Undertaker a concussion last year, so Lesnar is known for it too.
Yeah.
But it kind of made it fun too. Like, oh look, Lesnar's bleeding.
And he bled. He bled hard.
Yes, he did.
I mean, it was funny. You saw the ref take out gloves. He's like, "Oh, I'm glad I have these."
Well, he got the cut like on his cheek, and like you could tell he was annoyed by it. Then he got busted in the mouth.